Welcome to Janome Live. I'm Susan Enderson, an education consultant with Janome America. Today I'd like to explore different hems on your machine. I will show you how to do a basic blind hem, a rolled hem, a shelled hem, and my favorite, a hand-picked blind hem by machine. Let's get started. Okay, there are a couple of things we're going to be using today that you might want to have on hand if you wanted to follow along. Some are some basic supplies that you're going to have in your studio. Nothing out of the ordinary, but something you might want to pick up. First off, your accessory feet. You're going to want to have your blind hem foot. Now, it may look something like this. You may have an adjustable blind hem depending upon your machine. We're going to be using a rolled hem for a sewing machine. I actually call it a double fold. This will make a shirt tail hem. This is a 4mm. It's an optional accessory on some machines. Some machines it's standard. Your clear view foot, if you happen to have one, or your standard foot will work fine. A hem gauge. A small pair of scissors. Pins. And it doesn't matter what kind of pins, but flat pins. I've got a sheer foil, a knit, just a t-shirt knit, and a cotton fabric. We're going to start with just a basic blind hem to get started so you understand the concept. And this is what I've done so far. I've taken a piece of my cotton fabric. It's about 6 inches wide, maybe 12 inches long. And I've turned and pressed about 5/8 of an inch on one edge. Now, to finish a hem, we're going to fold it up again. So this would be like a hem on a dress or a skirt, something like that. Now, to get the hems even, I'm going to do about a 2-inch hem on this. And we're just going to fold this up. And this is how you're going to use this. Set the ruler to a 2-inch mark. And you just fold your hem to that point and then use one of your pins. Get it out. There we go. To pin in place. Now it's going to go from the top to the bottom, just like this. So you're going to do that all across your entire piece of fabric, or in this case, a piece of fabric. This is our sample, and you can make these samples to keep on hand so that you can refer them, put them into your manual where you have the blind hem instructions. Then we're going to go over here and do the same thing again at 2 inches. Get another pin, and you want to pin wherever you think you're going to need to secure the length of your hem. Now, I am not going to press this hem until I am all done with my hem, because sometimes things get a little misaligned, and for that reason I don't want to press it until I'm done. Blind hem stitch, and I'll put that on the screen for you, and I'm going to slide this under my machine so the fold, press your foot down, and I'm going to take just a stitch to see how this is going to work. If it doesn't give me a blind hem, if the hem is too wide, I will adjust the stitch width. So we're just going to take, let's see here if I can get it. There. Okay. I'm going to cut this off, and we're going to take a look at it and see what it is. Now, here's my stitch. It's finishing my stitch here by giving me a stitch through that folded edge that I did first. You can see it's just a straight stitch here. And then it jumps over into the fold of the fabric that is the actual garment. This is your hem stitch here. And that's how it's going to work. Now let's see what it looks like on the right side of my fabric. And this is a dotted fabric, so they kind of hide in there. But I can see just a little bit of the stitching, but actually it's fairly good. You're going to get some visibility on a cotton such as this. Where you should not get any visibility is on a heavier weight fabric such as a wool or a knit or something like that, you should not be able to see it because you're just going to be catching just a couple of threads. You could make that even finer if you wanted to, but that's your blind hem. Okay, our second hem is a hand-picked hem by machine. Now this is the same setup we had before. I've got my fabric pre-folded, my pins in place. I'm going to fold my garment right sides together to the hem just like we did before. Okay, but this time rather than exposing the one little edge here to stitch on, I'm going to completely cover it with my garment, and I'm going to put the guide right against the fold of both the garment and the hem. Now when I'm stitching, I'm not stitching through any fabric. I'm stitching out in the air. And I'm just catching a couple of threads of the fold and the hem at the same time. And what I get is no stitching on the fabric there. The same type, just a couple of threads picked up on the hem so you can't see it. That's your blind hem. And I'll see if you can see it now. You've got what it looks like, just you've done this by hand. It's not. You saw me stitch it. It's all done on the machine, but since I was stitching off the fabric and just the jump goes into the fold, you're not seeing any of the actual stitching. So it looks like you've done it all by hand. So that's your hand-picked stitch by machine. When working with a knit, such as a t-shirt or sweatshirt knit, you're going to do the same type of fold where you're putting the right sides together, leaving a small amount of the hem exposed, aligning it with your guide on your presser foot, but your stitch will be different. There is, on most machines, a blind hem for knits. It looks just like the standard blind hem, but it has a slight zigzag to the stitching between the hem itself. Now here again, you're going to pick up just a couple of threads of the fold, and that zigzag on the edge is going to finish off the inside edge of the fabric. So when you're done, there's what it looks like on the inside, and here's what it looks like on the outside. A second hem finish that you can do with a knit is what they refer to as a Pico stitch. Now this is where you take your standard blind hem and you would mirror it if you don't have the actual stitch. I'm going to change out my blind hem foot and attach my clear view or applique foot or satin stitch foot. You can use your standard foot as well. The clear view foot just allows me to see a little bit better. You still want the guide in front of the needle to keep the fabric from rolling. But what I'm going to do is just run this stitch right along the edge of my fabric. Now the guides on your stitch plate should also help you. Refer to your manual for this stitch and check with your dealership. They might have classes involved with this so that you can also take advantage of that. So what we're going to do with this is we're actually going to stitch just off the fabric with the jump stitch, and it's going to the right this time instead of to the left, and then it's going to stitch into the fabric itself on the right hand side. Now it looks like this is wrong. This should not be doing this. It's making a mess of things. But watch what you see what happens when I finish up with this space here. So while you're stitching it, it looks horrible. But look how pretty it is when it's done. This is great for nightwear, for children, for ladies' lingerie, and so forth. It's a great way to do that. You can also do this with lingerie fabric, not just with a t-shirt knit. The t-shirt knit gives you a little bit more of a Pico edge, but the lingerie fabric is real pretty accent rather than working with lace. To do a rolled hem with a shell edge, what you're going to do is go into your sewing applications, and I'm going to check down here to shell tuck. It's not really a tuck, but it is, if you would. You've got some different options here. If you're going with a real light fabric, like a sheer tricot or something like that, you might want to go with the small one. I'm going to go to the large because I'm using just plain cotton. Your best bet to get the best edge is going to be on a bias cut, but if you don't happen to have a bias cut, or your garment or project doesn't finish in a bias cut, that's okay. Just don't add any fabric stabilizer or sizing to the fabric. We want it soft and flexible. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to manually roll, about 1/4 of an inch, a little less. And I'm going to use my wonderful little wheel to drop my needle right into the edge of that roll to hold it in place for me. Then I'm going to take a pin, slide it into the roll itself, not all the way through the fabric, just into the top, and move that right up into the curl of the foot. I'll drop my presser foot. Okay. The big key here is you want to keep the cut edge of your fabric against this little place right here where the fabric is flat, or excuse me, the machine presser foot is flat and then it dips down to start the scroll. If you keep your eye right here and the edge of the fabric going right there, you're going to get just the right amount of fabric into your scroll. Now one thing you can do with this, if I go into the adjustments icon, I can move my needle position. Right now it's in center needle, so it hasn't moved one way or the other. But if I take a stitch, notice how my needle comes all the way out to the far left side. Well, I want it actually onto the rolled hem. So I'm going to move my needle position, okay? I know you can't see it too well. I'm going to take this up to about 3. Okay, I am also going to increase my stitch width from 5. I want to take this up to a 7 or to a 6. Okay, take that up to a 6. Now again, I'm going to keep my thumb on the inside of my fabric and just kind of roll it around my thumb a little bit. This is just going to keep that going the way it's supposed to, so it'll do that beautiful little hem. And we're going to get this beautiful little shell edge. Here again, keep that edge of the fabric right where that machine foot starts to dip down. And that means you've got it so that it'll scroll the right amount of fabric. And this will finish off your project and give you that wonderful little edge. And you can see how pretty that is. So simple and so easy to do. Play a little bit with your needle position and your stitch width to get the right result for your particular project. Welcome to Janome Live. I'm Susan Enderson, an education consultant with Janome America, and today I'd like to explore with you creating new blocks with Janome's Quilt Block Advisor.
Washout stabilizer. And we're going to stitch the washout
stabilizer. You're most likely aware of the 6 blocks that included with your machine, but did you know you can make more than the 6 blocks shown? I've got to play a little with created 6 more blocks using the same shapes offered in the advisor, simply by resizing, rearranging,
and then again we're going to wrap the hem.
Okay.
with
Welcome to Janome Live. I'm Susan Enderson. Welcome to Janome Live.
And
I'm Susan
again,
Enderson, an education consultant with Janome America.
Hold it over.
And today I'd like to explore with you creating new blocks with your Janome Quilt Block
slide it back
Advisor.
under the machine.
You're most likely aware of the 6 blocks that are included with your machine.
And
but
rock
did you
the needle
know
down into
you
the
can
corner?
make more than 6 blocks shown? I got to play a little with the create
And
6 more
where
blocks
it
using the
becomes
same
easier
shapes
to
offered in the
get your
divisor,
fabric up into
simply by resizing and rearranging
the
the
guide on the
shapes.
presser foot, because the stabilizer is actually aiding you. And we'll get that width.
I got to play a little and created 6 more blocks using the same shapes offered in the advisor. Simply by resizing and rearranging the shapes, I made new blocks. Okay.
And what I'm doing is I'm just sliding the
you know what I don't have? I don't have this on.
fabric and working it right around.
That's going to make a difference, isn't it? Yes. Okay, let's start over.
The guide for the hem. Again, holding the,
And take your time
the
with it,
stabilizer
Susan.
in back of the foot.
Welcome to Janome.
And we're just going
Welcome to Janome Live. I'm Susan Enderson, an education consultant with Janome America. Today, I'd like to explore with you creating new blocks with Janome's Quilt Block Advisor. You're most likely aware of the 6 blocks that are included with your machine.
And I get a real
But did you know you can make more than the 6 blocks shown? I got to play a little with and created 6 more blocks using the same shapes.
Check with your dealer for the optional accessories of the 4mm and 6mm rolled hem feet that I've been using in this video.
I'm so glad you stopped by today, and I hope you picked up some tips on hemming your projects. Don't forget to stop by your dealer for any of the accessories shown in today's video. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Susan Enderson, and I'll look for you next time on Janome Live. Thanks for joining me today. I hope I've inspired you to take another look at the Quilt Block Advisor and see what additional blocks you can create. I'm Susan Enderson, and I'll look for you next time on Janome Live. Bye for now. Let's do that one more time. Thanks for joining me today. I hope I've inspired you to take another look at the Quilt Block Advisor and see what blocks you can make. I'm Susan Enderson. I'll look for you next time on Janome Live. Okay. Welcome to Janome Live. I'm Susan Enderson, an education consultant with Janome America, and today I'd like to explore 6 different